Okay, so if you found this video, you've probably either heard of Supernatural or someone's recommended it to you, and you're wondering if VR fitness is something that could be integrated into your lifestyle, or maybe something that's even worth it. Supernatural kind of looks just like a Beat Saber clone, so if you're a VR user and you've already played Beat Saber, you might be wondering, is this worth a $20 a month subscription? Or maybe you're just new to VR altogether and you're wondering, is fitness actually a reason that I might pick up an Oculus Quest 2? Well, hopefully I'll be able to answer those questions for you. I'm someone who's been using Supernatural for about a year now, actually, and I actually really like it. So I'm going to break down all the reasons why I'm into Supernatural, why you might consider using it, and whether it's going to be worth your hard-earned money to actually pay for a subscription. So let's get into it. So what is Supernatural? Well, basically, it's a subscription-based virtual reality fitness application. And I say fitness application rather than game because this is an important distinction. You know, you don't want to get into this treating it like a game that you're going to be playing for hours on end, trying to get the high score kind of thing. This is something that you log into for maybe 20 minutes to a half hour a day, and you're meant to do this a few times per week or daily if you can make it happen and build a fitness habit. So I'm going to do my best here to try and describe what Supernatural feels like in terms of the experience, but you're not really going to know until you try it at the end of the day, to be honest with you. And you'll hear that all the time when people are talking about VR. You have to try it. You can try and describe it, but it's completely different when you have the headset on. The immersive nature of the experience just completely changes things. So with that in mind, let me try to explain things here. So you've got your headset on. You're going to find yourself standing in this beautiful, inspirational landscape on a glass platform that's sort of floating above the landscape. And in your hand, you're going to have two bats, a white bat and a black bat. And there's going to be music playing and targets start coming towards you. And in time with the beat, you're meant to slash at these targets in the direction that they're pointing. And it gets the blood pumping really, really fast. And it's not just the targets. So you see that there are these glowing triangles as well. And the idea is you're supposed to have your head in the peak of the triangle. So this is going to get you into this kind of squatting and lunging positions, popping in and out of those. So the idea is you're going to get a full body workout doing this. Now, you're also going to be turning 360 degrees. So this portal kind of moves around. You'll notice in some of the footage here that I'm actually turning as I go. And this gets your core muscles working. And so that probably sounds pretty absurd to someone who's never actually tried virtual reality. But the people who are familiar with virtual reality and have played Beat Saber, obviously it's very similar to that experience with its own kind of twist. But if you haven't tried virtual reality yet, you haven't played Beat Saber before, let me tell you, this is really fun. You're going to lose yourself in this. Everything that you've been thinking about throughout the day kind of drops away, and you get really entranced with this rhythm game. And by the way, the landscapes around you really are beautiful. It's a great experience working out in these locations. They kind of look just like, high-res 360 photos here in the video, but actually in the headset, there's real depth and geometry, and they're just these really beautiful environments. The music is actually pretty awesome in this game too. So they use licensed music, and it's different every day. They have so many different playlists across different genres, all popular music, well curated for a workout. And after each song plays, there's a short little pause, and that's going to include a menu with a summary of your accuracy and your power when you're striking the targets before you're kind of transported to a new landscape and a new song to work out to. So you're going to do this probably 5 to 7 times. The workouts vary, but they last usually between 15 minutes and a half hour. So you can get longer ones and shorter ones as well, but that's kind of what you should expect. Now, like I said, this whole thing is subscription-based, but there is a 30-day free trial if you want to give it a go. If you're going to do it, I would say this. I feel like I've read a lot of comments online where people pick up Supernatural and they do one workout and then they think, oh, this is just a Beat Saber clone, and they just kind of shelve it. Well, instead of treating it like a game like that, as I said at the beginning, really try to set a habit for the month free trial. Just play the game daily or every other day or whatever works for your schedule, and just see if it's going to work with your lifestyle. You might be surprised. I mean, when I first started, I really didn't know what to make of Supernatural, but its value revealed itself to me over time as I was able to build a habit. And now it's a year later, and I'm still very frequently using this. I use this application almost every single day, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever even played a video game consistently for more than a year, but I've managed to make this into a habit. So there's something to be said for that. Now, there are definitely a lot of you out there who are thinking, well, I already own Beat Saber, or why don't I just buy Beat Saber because it's just a one-time purchase versus this kind of recurring cost. I mean, people are obviously crazy about Beat Saber. It's an awesome game. It's super fun. And there are a lot of people who have actually lost a lot of weight just playing Beat Saber. So why would you bother with a subscription? Well, let me just say up front, to each their own. I love Beat Saber. Who doesn't? It is a blast. It's lots of fun. But depending on who you are and what your goals are, the medium is the message, right? Are you setting out to binge a new game and get the high score, play it a whole bunch for a brief period of time, and then kind of set it aside and move on like you do with many other games, if you're a gamer? I mean, that's one approach, but if you want to be building a habit, I think Supernatural might be the better option. I mean, like I said, Supernatural is a lifestyle application. Beat Saber is a game, and there are a lot of tiny things that really add up to help to make this distinction. So for instance, you've got these coaches. Now, I know it sounds kind of weird, but essentially you've got these 3D captured coaches that warm you up and cool you down at the end of each workout. And these aren't computer models, they're actually captured fitness coaches. And they'll do a voiceover while you're doing the actual workout to kind of motivate you and keep you going, help you push through. And I mean, I know how corny that sounds, but actually, the more I've played Supernatural, the more I've realized that they are really an integral part of the experience. First of all, it keeps things fresh every single day, but also it's going to help to guide your form. And also you kind of get endeared to the coaches over time. At least I do, even though they can be a little bit corny and rah-rah. If Leanne hasn't done a workout in a long time, I actually kind of start to miss her. So go figure. I don't know. It's kind of a weird feature that's, again, hard to explain, but there is a value added to that. So there's new workouts every day that feel fresh because of the music, because of the guidance from the coaches, and it just keeps things feeling fresh rather than rehashing the same thing day by day. The workouts, by the way, are actually designed by professional choreographers, and they choose these big sweeping motions that are meant to target specific muscle groups. And that's opposed to Beat Saber, which is an arcade game, so it's designed to be challenging, but not necessarily to be a workout game to target specific muscle groups and that sort of thing. In fact, at high level, Beat Saber is all about efficient movements rather than big sweeping movements. So that's another big difference. And now, obviously, there's a cost for all this. So the subscription runs like $20 a month. But if you think about it, that's like 67 cents per day, give or take. So, it's not nothing, but it's something you could budget if you think it's going to improve your lifestyle. It probably sounds crazy to people who think, I'm just going to start jogging. But how many times have you decided you're going to start jogging? Let's be real here. If you're anything like me, I've tried to start jogging many times. Supernatural has been the only thing that's worked for me personally. And listen, you don't need to take my word for it. If you go on the Supernatural Facebook group, you're going to see some crazy results from people who said they've never even worked out before in their life. I think that speaks for itself. Whether it's actually going to work for you, that's something that you're going to have to determine for yourself. But why not try the 30-day free trial? Now, maybe you don't have a headset yet, and you're wondering whether Supernatural is worth getting a headset for. And that's a bit of a different question. It's true that it would actually be cheaper, for instance, to get an Oculus Quest 2 and Supernatural than it would be to get, say, a Peloton bike. But a Peloton bike is designed for fitness. And while Supernatural is designed for fitness, the Oculus Quest 2 is, in my opinion, not designed to be a workout device, okay? So there's something to keep into consideration. The default strap that comes with the Quest 2 is super uncomfortable, and you're ultimately going to want to replace that eventually with the Elite strap. And the default facial interface as well, the piece that actually rubs up against your face while you're wearing the headset, that's going to become drenched in sweat after just one workout. I'm telling you, by default, that's not really great either, soaking up all your sweat if you're going to be using it regularly. So I ended up ordering some silicone covers for mine, which I wash after each use. And then you're also going to need enough space in your place to feel comfortable essentially spinning around and wildly swinging your arms with a blindfold on. So definitely take that into consideration. Anyway, I hope this helped you in making your decision whether or not you're going to subscribe to a Supernatural or get your headset. I mean, in the end, you kind of just do have to try it out for yourself. But I hope that this video opened your mind to the value of the application, at least if you were skeptical before. So that's it for now. This is my first video, by the way. So let me know how I did in the comments, and see you next time.